breezy as well. You get a little bit of a draft up to the nether regions where we need it in the summertime. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 3 of the Wardrobe Diaries. You guys, if you're not caught up, I will link a playlist in the description box down below. But yeah, in today's episode, we are going to continue on with the theme of refining our personal style. So over the years, pieces have come and gone from my wardrobe and others have remained. But the items in my wardrobe that keep being repeated are the pieces that have been woven into the fabric of what has become my personal style. And so as a mature woman, it's no longer enough to only own my personal style, but my goal is to refine it. And so I want to share with you guys a list of tips that I've compiled that will help me stay on track. So here we go. The first tip is one that I do think we've got down for the most part, but it is something we still need to remind ourselves of, and that is to not follow trends and to trust our taste, right? The second tip is to master the art of simplicity. Simple outfits do not equal boring outfits. It's all about the choices we make, the styling, the thought, the intention that goes into an outfit that, although can be considered simple, it also stands on its own. It's a class apart, in other words. Tip number 3 is quality over quantity. I've gotten better at this over the years. Over the last 6 months in particular, I have honed in on this tip, and I am no longer rushing to H&M for a quick fix. Or when I'm thrifting, I'm no longer interested in pieces because they're cheap. I'm looking at fabric composition, I'm looking at the label, I'm looking at the craftsmanship. It's all about quality, and I feel that as we get older, we cannot get away with wearing the cheap fast fashion items that we used to in our 20s and 30s and even 40s. I just don't think it's a good fit or a good look, and it's also really telling as to how well we know ourselves. We know our style. The next tip is I want to convey a lived in and not made up look, and that is not only restricted to my outfit, but also with hair, makeup and nails. I feel that less is more, and I would much rather a lived-in appearance in perfect hair, in perfect makeup, as opposed to looking perfectly done. Next up is mixing the high with the low. Yes, we do want quality over quantity. That does not mean head-to-toe designer or head-to-toe luxury or looking like something that stepped out of Vogue. It's all about having pieces in your wardrobe that are a mishmash of vintage, thrifted, a little bit of high street, but again, making sure that those pieces are on the higher end of the high street brands. And yes, of course, designer goods, luxury goods, whatever it is that your budget allows. Personally, I have never admired a woman wearing head-to-toe designer. I feel that it's contrived, a little too look at me and look how much money I have. But an outfit that is a mix of high street, vintage, luxury and thrift is not only interesting, but unique and can't be copied. Next tip is knowing what colors work for you and how to mix them. To put it simply, neutrals will work back with neutrals, okay? You can mix them all together. They're always going to complement each other. But there are those of us who like color, and my tip to keep it simple is to pair any color with a neutral, and it will not only ground that color, it will work and look beautiful. I have made a video or maybe 2 on how to mix color. I go into a lot more depth there, so I will link that in the description box also. Next tip is the power of accessories, and this kind of works into the simple but not boring outfit. Now, if we take a basic look, white t-shirt, jeans, sneakers and a bag. It's not styled. That could be considered boring. But if we add an accessory or 2, say perhaps a statement necklace or a scarf or a gorgeous earring and an amazing piece of outerwear, or even a statement belt with a watch, a beautiful timeless timepiece, that basic outfit is now simple, but not boring, right? Enhancing our natural beauty. It's pretty self-explanatory. Less is more, and showcasing those parts of you that you're most confident about, that make you feel beautiful. Leave something to the imagination. All I am saying is, if you do want to show off your boobs, then by all means, go ahead. Wear something low and deep, but perhaps keep everything else covered up. But in the same breath, if you're wearing a mini dress with your legs on show, then perhaps don't show the cleavage. Leave something to the imagination. It's so much more alluring, especially as we mature. Looking overtly sexy is not always attractive. In fact, in my opinion, I feel it's the opposite. It's typical. It's not classic. I would much rather someone describe me as classic over sexy. Dress for you and no one else. Now, I have never been one to dress for men, never. I dress first for myself and secondly for women. And while I appreciate a compliment on how I look from either sex, what matters to me most is that when I look in the mirror, I love what I see. I feel confident because how I dress myself is my way of expressing who I am without having to speak. It's all self-expression. Next tip, it's all about how you wear your clothes. And styling comes into play. It's also how you carry yourself. There are a few moving parts because you could have two women wearing the exact same pieces, but depending on how they wear them, they can look completely different. And dressing for your body shape also comes into play with how you wear your clothes. As much as you love a certain silhouette, if it doesn't work on your frame, then it's not going to do you any favors. And although you may want that piece because it's what's in or because you simply admire it, knowing that it's not for you and sticking to what you know does work for you is what's going to satisfy and work for you in the long run. Next tip, stop buying clothes for a life that you don't live. I share my outfits for a living to provide inspiration. I still adhere to this tip, whether I'm shopping retail or thrifting with you guys. This is something I always have in mind. I have found pieces that have just taken my breath away and I've wanted to bring them home because I just want to style them up and share the inspo, and I do, but then I let that piece go. I will either sell it on my Depop or give it away because I know I'm not going to wear it. I only keep pieces that I know I'm going to wear, that I know how to style multiple ways, that I can take with me on my travels. The next tip is that I believe that every woman should have something signature about her style. Now that could be the hair, the nails, the makeup, the clothing, the shoe, just something that's consistent and identifiable as it relates to you. The next tip, I think, is one that almost all of us are guilty of, and that is don't hold on to pieces out of guilt. Only keep what you love and reach for. You may have spent a lot of money on a piece, but if it's a mistake, it's a mistake. And holding on to it is not going to bring back that money. It's not going to give you cost per wear because you're not going to reach for it. It's only going to take up prime real estate in your wardrobe and remind you that you know better. This next tip is kind of the opposite. Don't save special pieces for special occasions. Your wardrobe should be a destination that provides you with everything you need to not only express yourself, but to dress yourself for that life you're heading out every day to live. And so if we do shop correctly and we are buying pieces that suit our lifestyle, we should be wearing everything in our wardrobe. Obviously, I'm not talking about frocks that you would wear to an engagement or wedding or some other kind of event. That has its time and place. And this not only pertains to clothing, I'm talking about jewelry, I'm talking about shoes and bags. I will choose a different bag, a different shoe, different jewelry, a different watch for every outfit. I want to wear my pieces. That is why we buy them. Our wardrobe is not meant to be a museum filled with pieces that are just there for show or because you collect them. Wear your pieces. And the very last tip, my friends, is never choose style over comfort. Comfort is number one. If you're not comfortable, you will look insecure because you will be fidgeting and pulling and checking yourself over in the mirror and asking your girlfriend or husband, do I look okay? Is this showing? Is that showing? And you're not going to enjoy yourself because you're so uncomfortable. So that is my last tip. Now, let's talk about the pieces in my wardrobe that have stood the test of time over the years for my spring, summer outfits, right? Bermuda shorts for me are a staple in my wardrobe, especially in the spring, summer months. Ever since I discovered them about 8 years ago, I've worn them non-stop. They have graced my Instagram feed hundreds of times, and I always feel amazing in them. You can dress them up or down. Mine are vintage, but if you cannot find them in your op shop, they don't have to be vintage. You will find them on the high street, and even more premium brands are doing the Bermuda short because it is going to be very on trend for 2026. Now, I have never followed trends, but I always want to look modern. When I wear vintage, I need to be able to modernize it, and if I can't, I won't wear it. I don't want to look like I stepped out of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010. My aim is to look timeless, and by that I mean when someone looks at my outfit as a whole, they cannot date it. They cannot place it. Is she wearing vintage, or is she wearing something that I can go out and buy right now? So I have 5 pairs of Bermuda shorts in an array of colors, and they've not gone anywhere. Over the last 8 years, these have constantly remained in my wardrobe, and I constantly reach for them. I will dress them up with a kitten heel and a blouse, or I will dress them down with Converse and a graphic tee. They always work. I love Bermuda shorts. Now, the skort is a more contemporary piece. I would say I got into the skort about 2 years ago, and it's here to stay for me. I love mini skirts because they suit my petite frame. And the skort looks like a mini skirt from the front, but in actual fact is shorts from the back. Now, all of my skirts are from the high street. I have not been lucky enough to thrift a vintage one, and I do believe they were around at some point. What I have come across is a pant version. So it looks like a skirt from the front, but in the back, it's a pant. I'm not so much into that, and so I'm more than happy to get them from the high street. I have worn this Zara skort to death. Again, all over my Instagram feed. I also have this other one from Zara, which is more casual, and I picked this up last year when I was overseas mid-year. This little denim one I got from TK Maxx, and this little chic black number I got from H&M. So I love the skort for spring, summer. I think it's an amazing staple to have in your wardrobe, and you can get them on the high street and they don't look cheap and nasty. So the skort for me is here to stay. I am also never without a mini denim skirt. Again, I love a mini because I'm only 5'2" and it suits my frame. I also love an A-line shape skirt or short. It's all about the kick in the skirt or a short for me. I have a gorgeous original denim wash and a lighter wash, and I love both of them and wear them to death. My Levi skirt I've had for years, and this one is more recent by Cotton On. I thrifted it. It's just nice to have a different wash. A denim mini will always be in my wardrobe in the spring and summer months. This summer I have lived in a bodysuit, a tank bodysuit. Mine are from the H&M Premium Selection. They're a silk and cotton blend. I got one in white and black. They work with almost every bottom. They're simple but beautifully cut. I just always feel really polished in them. They tuck in nicely, of course, because they're a bodysuit. And this is just a go-to of mine in the spring, summer months. I don't know what I would do without a black and white. I need them both. A true savior piece in my wardrobe for spring, summer. A white and a black crew neck t-shirt is an absolute staple throughout the year. Once again, I cannot live without either. I wear them to death. They are a go-to. Whether I wear it on its own or layer it up, it is a foundation piece of any woman's wardrobe. You just have to find the right one. You don't want to spend a fortune on a white tee, but it does need to be good quality. Mine are from Uniqlo and I've never looked back. The reason I love this tee so much is because of the high crew neck, the wide short sleeve, which is slightly off shoulder, so kind of like a dolman sleeve. It's a boxy fit, however, it does have little slits in the side so that I can do a front tuck and the rest can be left out, or a mini tuck, and the t-shirt just sits nicely on the body. It's just amazing. It's an amazing t-shirt. I got mine in a medium. I will link whatever I can find for you in the description box down below. A medium is a slightly oversized fit, but I have been thinking of getting them both in a size small for when I need a closer fit, you know, a more shrunken fit for layering. So yeah, they're just a great basic. A white short sleeve button-up shirt. I cannot live without this piece. This is vintage. I've had it for years. I wear it year in, year out. I have spoken of my love for short sleeve shirts. Now this is a women's piece. It's vintage Suzanne Grey. They are hard to find, which is why I look for them in the men's section. And I do have a couple of others from the men's section. Both of these are more recent and may not end up sticking around in my wardrobe. This one, however, will. I love the fit. I love the sleeve. I love the collar. I love the pockets. Everything about this piece is so timeless and chic to me. I feel so good when I wear it. I've worn it with Bermuda shorts, with skirts, with a denim skirt, with longer pants, which we will move on to soon. For me, this is an absolute staple for spring and summer. I'm so lucky I found one in the women's section, but like I showed you, if you are after one for yourself, look in the men's section because yeah, they're not easy to find. And yeah, it's just so polished and preppy and I love. As for longer sleeve tops, you know, the weather doesn't really permit for that. It is so hot down under, especially this summer. The humidity is always around 80%. So the last thing you want to reach for is a long sleeve. But of course, it's important to have a couple of long sleeves in the spring, summer months. Of course, a white long sleeve button-up cotton shirt is a must. I have about 4 because I am a shirt girl. A white button-up shirt for me is a go-to when I just don't know what to wear, especially autumn and winter. And so in the summertime, you can roll up the sleeves, you can layer it over the bodysuit or the t-shirt that I showed you. It's just a great, great piece that I'm never ever without. And all 4 of my shirts have a point of difference, a different collar, you know, a different fit, and also something a little nautical and coasty. I thrifted this one from Byron at the end of last year, but I have always had some kind of stripy, long sleeve, coastal vibe, preppy vibe shirt. It is a go-to for me. And not only for this spring, summer that I'm in right now, but year after year after year, these are the pieces that are refining my personal style. Now we're going to move into dresses and some longer bottoms. So I do have quite a few dresses. Most of them are years old because they are quite timeless. The style of dress in particular that I love, that feels most like me and that I continue to look for in different colors and silhouettes, is a shirt dress. I have this one from Anthropology. This one is from Kathmandu, which I thrifted. This one is by Jackie E, which I also thrifted. I've had this one since 2019. It was from TK Maxx. I love it so much. Another dress that I thrifted from Karen Walker. This shirt dress, I think, was my most recent purchase from Bali. So the reason why I love a shirt dress so much is that I just love garments that have a collar. I find them so flattering. A shirt dress can also be worn layered with jeans. So you just leave the buttons from the waist down popped open and it creates a very unique look. And although I have not photographed these dresses recently, I wear them in my real life on the weekends. The only reason I don't photograph them for Instagram anymore is because they've already graced my grid multiple times, but they've stuck around because I love shirt dresses. And I guess the other reason why I love them so much is they all have a preppy kind of vibe, and I am so into that. Preppy has always been a part of my personal style and it's not going anywhere. I feel very defined by a preppy vibe. The other kind of dress that I will always look for when I'm either thrifting or shopping for the spring summer is the strapless dress. This one is quite new by Anthropology. It's a little short number. This strapless dress is a longer length. I picked this one up from Hawaii when I was there last October. I've worn it about 4 times this summer already. This beautiful animal print dress with the asymmetric hem I've had for years. It could be 7 or 8 years. I've worn it to death. I bring it out every spring, summer. I take it to every tropical destination when I travel and I love it. Strapless dresses are great, especially for daytime because you can walk around and get an effortless tan. Also, a strapless dress showcases the décolletage of a woman, which I happen to think is the most alluring part of a woman's body. Enhance your natural beauty. This is where I feel beautiful, and so that is why I love strapless dresses as well. And so when it comes to dresses, the shirt dress and the strapless dress have and always will be staples to my spring summer wardrobe. This linen maxi skirt with the twin side splits has been in my wardrobe for 2 years now. I have traveled with it and worn it to death spring summer. It's such a great piece in my wardrobe. I feel so comfortable and great in it, and what I love most about this skirt is this twin side split. Because you get a glimpse of leg from either side, it's not this wall of fabric coming at you. It's breezy as well. You get a little bit of a draft up to the nether regions where we need it in the summertime. It's so comfortable because it has an elastic waist, and because of this elastic waist, I can sit it really high and wear crop tops, or I can sit it lower if I wish to tuck something in. It is such a versatile piece. I bought this from a pop-up shop just where I live here on the coast. I'm slowly building on linen pieces for my spring summer wardrobe. I don't have very many because most of the time I don't feel as though they're flattering on me. There's no structure, just something about it. So I'm very particular when it comes to linen. But this skirt is perfection. I also have a couple of barrel-shaped linen pants that, again, I reach for all the time. Beautifully made pieces. This one I thrifted. This one I bought from Greece last year. Both are in beautiful neutral colors, a beige and a cream. And the barrel leg is just, again, so breezy and comfortable. They both have elastic waists and pockets, and it's just that very easy piece that you can dress up or down. They're also a little cropped, so you get to show off your shoe as well, and they're so comfortable and you're so cool. I am one who needs options in the spring summer because I get bored of my wardrobe so easily in the warmer months of the year, and so sometimes I do wear longer bottoms. And when you're wearing pieces like this, it's It's so comfortable. So yeah, I highly recommend a linen barrel pant. Even one will do. I had this one first, and this one was more recent, last year from Greece, but I've worn them to death. A smart summer wide leg pant is an absolute must in my wardrobe. I have had these for years. I've reached for them over and over. This white high-waisted wide leg pant in a cotton linen blend I thrifted, but is actually from H&M, and they've never made them quite as good as this. This is possibly 5 or 6 years old, and believe me, I have looked in H&M and anything I come across pales in comparison to this style. So that was a lucky find. This pair I picked up from Anthropologie a few years ago, and although this is a heavier cotton fabric, it still works in the summertime. But what my wide leg pants all have in common is that the leg is exaggerated. It needs to be an exaggerated cut, and by that I mean it gets double the width of the thigh area. A lot of the wide leg pants you will find are wide but kind of one-dimensional wide. I need an exaggerated wide leg because to me that screams fashion. It screams chic. The simple wide leg pant that you find in most high street stores screams mum pant to me. I don't know why, it just does. And lastly, I have a black pair, which I picked up from Bali a couple of years ago. Love the fabric of these pants. I think they're a rayon viscose blend. Look at the width of that pant. Do you see that, you guys? It creates the most beautiful silhouette. You have no idea. It's stunning. So I started off with just a white pair and it served me well, but because I loved it so much and I loved wearing them and styling them in so many different ways, I just knew I had to start a collection and have more colors. And so then I got the beige and finally the black, and let me tell you, I will never part with these pants. They will remain in my spring summer wardrobe for many years to come. The wide leg pant has truly refined my personal style. I hardly ever reach for my jeans in the spring summer. It's just way too hot. But if I'm gonna wear a pair, it's gonna be this cropped pair that I thrifted by Acne Studios. I think they're amazing. I love the leg. It's such a flattering cut, such a beautiful silhouette, high-waisted. They're just amazing. My denim collection, which I'm very happy with at the moment, I will go into more detail when I do this again with you guys for autumn, winter. When it comes to shoes, every spring, summer, I will look for a new sandal to add to my collection. This spring, summer, it was this pair. So they're a suede sandal with a black, rather chunky sole. They tie up around the ankle with these little gold suns as a detail. I love them. They are so very comfortable. They look beautiful on the foot. I took them on my travels. I've worn them to death. I think they're just beautiful. So that has been my spring summer staple this season. One of my most worn shoes are sneakers. I'm a sneaker girl. I love to add a new pair or two every season. I guess my most worn sneakers were these Tigers in silver and black and white. Worn them to death this spring summer. Absolutely love them. So very comfortable, so retro looking. A departure from the Sambas that you see everywhere, but still so cool. And yeah, I love how sneakers look with any outfit. In actual fact, I think they go with practically everything I've shown you today. So they've been wonderful. When it comes to a more dressier type of shoe, I love a kitten heel. A kitten heel is my go-to. It always has been. Years before it became trendy a couple of years ago. I hear now it's on the way out, but I don't care because I'm never going to stop wearing a kitten heel. And this pair in particular from Anthropologie, I've worn to death for the last 2 years. They are a mule. Look at that little heel. It's so demure and adorable. Love a bow detail. They're in a gorgeous neutral beige. They're so flattering on the foot. I love the look of them. They're so comfortable and so easy to walk in and elevate every outfit. So these have been my go-to for the last 2 years. I think they're so unique, so special. And when it comes to shoes, Anthropologie have the best collection. I have bought so many shoes from Anthropologie. The Aloha sandals were also from Anthropologie. Just, yeah, I love Anthropologie. It's got to be one of my favorite online shopping destinations because you're getting quality, you know, a premium product for still a reasonable price. So yeah. And so that is a wrap on episode 3 of the Wardrobe Diaries. You guys, I really hope this has given you some insight and some inspiration and is going to help guide you to making better decisions when you're shopping so that you can curate your wardrobe and therefore makes it a breeze to get dressed every morning. So thank you so much for hanging out. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Come and say hi over on Instagram and I will see you next Friday for a brand new video. Bye!